In this example, we are going to walk through measuring lateral mast bend. So to start, make sure that you have an image where the center of the boat is lined up with the center of the rig. In this case, we have a flagpole here on the back of the boat with a blue stripe on it, and this helps us determine what image is suitable for analysis. So once you've selected the appropriate image, head on over to your Edit tab and to the Scene drop-down menu and ensure that you have selected Mast Bend Lateral as the scene type. Also, ensure that you have selected a mast profile. So if you have not already set up a mast profile, please do so now. I'll link the video that walks you through this process above. All right, so once we've selected the appropriate scene type and the correct mast, we're going to head on over to the Measure tab. And here you'll notice that there are several items here that are pre-populated for us to indicate on the image. The first is the length reference, so this provides an absolute length reference. The mast square, so this helps us set up our scene alignment, as well as the mast tip, hounds, and spreader locations that were automatically imported from our mast profile. So we're just going to start marking up the image. The first item that I always like to take off the list is the length reference. So in this example, I'm going to be using the spreader length, but you could certainly use the transom length, for example. So we're going to pan up to the second spreader because that's where I have my length reference. And you'll notice that I'm clicking on length reference and the text is highlighted in blue, which shows that it is the active object. I will do the same thing for the plus button, and then I can drop 2 points on the image, and that will be my length reference. The next few points that I need to drop on the image are for the mast square. And this is where I will use the 2 dots that I have on the transom of the boat to draw a straight line across. And now I can click anywhere for the third point and a perpendicular line will automatically appear to that transom line. And it's really important to set the alignment of this perpendicular line because this is the reference line that measurements will be made to. So any measurements for mast fall off will be made relative to this line. So I'm going to set it so it lines up just with the edge of the wall of the mast against the sky. If you were going to place your points for your spreaders in the direct center of the rig, you would want this to be lined up along center line. But because of where I'm going to place points, I'm going to make this so it's just lined up with the edge of the rig. All right, next is placing the mast tip, hounds, and spreaders. And this is just dropping singular points at these locations in the image. So I've highlighted mast tip, it's blue. My plus sign is highlighted in blue as well, so I know I can drop a point, and I'm just going to drop it right on the edge, do my best there. And I'm going to do the same thing for the hounds, as well as the spreaders. So I'll work my way down the rig, holding the shift key to pan while I hold down my trackpad. And with that, I can save this and have my mast measurement reported. But I want to take a few minutes to highlight a couple of other features that are included in the mast bend scene. So in the mast bend scene, you can also, and you can do this in several other scenes as well, do point-to-point measurements since you have a known length reference on the image. So let's say I wanted to measure the length of a spreader that for some reason I did not know the length of. Or I wanted to measure, say, the length of the main sheet. I can simply drop 2 points. So let's do this on the main sheet. I'm going to drop point A here at the base of the traveler car, and I'll drop point B up here by the boom. And now I can create a new point-to-point measurement. So I'm just going to label this main sheet and select point A to point B. And now the actual distance between these 2 points will be reported when I view my results. So I'm just going to hit save and then select the view button on the upper right hand corner to view my results.